Hey Natural Beauties, it's your girl Natural Journey coming to you with a video about the Master Cleanse and the Daniel Fast Jumpstart that we are planning to do for 2011. At least I know I'm planning to do it, and I know many of you have sent me a comment and have said I'm ready to do it with you too, and I'm so excited. I am so glad to have more Natural Beauties on this journey with me. And let me clarify and say that Natural Beauties are not necessarily just women. Just happens to be the majority of my subscribers, but I know that there have been a couple of men who've been on my site as well, and so this is for you as well, because men need to maintain their health just as much as women, and so this video is all about you as well. So there are a couple things that I wanted to share with you today, just to give us some overall guidelines for what we're going to do starting January 2nd. What I'm planning is a 40-day detox and cleanse, and I'm going to start it off with 10 days of the Master Cleanse. Lord willing, we will be able to complete that. I've only been able to complete 8 days before, so I'm hoping to do the full 10 days. And then following up right after that with going into the Daniel Fast. And the beauty of that is that if you ever read the book related to the Master Cleanse that was written by Stanley Burroughs, he promotes a vegetarian way of living. And so a lot of times he promotes the Master Cleanse to help jumpstart and clean your colon out, kind of clean your whole body so that you're moving towards a vegetarian way of life. Because you'll find after you do the Master Cleanse that you will want to eat healthy and make sure that your body is filled with most of the nutritious foods that you can eat. So it just makes sense for the Daniel Fast to be our next step beyond that. And then for those of us who are really trying to change our lifestyle, what the 30 days of the Daniel Fast will help to create some new habits for us, because I've read several times that when you're trying to break bad habits, the thing to do is to do the good habits for at least 30 days. And so if we do the Daniel Fast for 30 days, it will really put in place some great steps for our healthy living and our lifestyle. And there are a couple of things that I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to give you a book to get that actually has some great guidelines in a few minutes. So let's start with the Master Cleanse. And what is the Master Cleanse? And I've gotten a lot of questions of what's the Master Cleanse and what does it consist of? The Master Cleanse is more than just the lemonade drink that I speak about a lot. I have done a video about the miracle drink, the Master Cleanse miracle drink. Well, it actually, the Master Cleanse consists of 3 components, and I want to make sure that everybody has all the components correctly, and don't just listen to what I'm saying. You can also Google the Master Cleanse. You can go and get several books that are out on the Master Cleanse that can give you tips. There's also a website. I think it's www.themastercleanse.org or .com. Can't remember which one, but all types of resources that you can find out. I'm just going to give you the general principles of the Master Cleanse, but I'm going to advocate and encourage you all to do your own research so that you can really know what you're doing, and that you can get your doctor's approval if you need to do that. If you're on medications, if you are, just have any type of issues, just make sure you get your doctor's approval. I'm not an expert, I'm not a physician, and I know there's a lot of controversy around the Master Cleanse and things like that. So it has worked for me, and I can just share that I'm happy with my results. So the Master Cleanse, the first component is, of course, the lemonade drink, which is the most important part of the entire fast. It consists of a drink that you will make made of water, and I would say spring water, distilled water, purified water, whatever you have. I wouldn't recommend tap water unless you know that the tap water that you drink has been filtered or something like that. Organic lemons, organic grade B maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. I get organic cayenne pepper as well. And it's a drink that you make. I'm not going to give you the recipe on this website because I don't know it off the top of my head, and plus I never measure. I make my drink to taste. I like my drink, especially now that I've done it so often and I drink it so often, I like my drink pretty strong. So I want it to be real lemony. I put a lot of cayenne pepper in there, and depending on my day and what I think I have, like if I know I'm going to be very active during the day, I'll put more maple syrup in it. And if I know that I just feel a little, I don't know, maybe sluggish, I may not put as much maple syrup. So you do it to taste, or you look up the recipe and figure out what works for you. Once you get, after a couple days of making this drink, you're going to get it down to a science, and you're going to know kind of what works for your body. The second component is the laxative tea, and I recommend a tea made out of senna, S-E-N-N-A, and there's a tea that's made by a brand called Traditional Medicinal, and they sell that at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or I think Giant, Safeway, wherever you go. I think they have this type of tea there now. And it's called Smooth Move. They also have a tea that's made by Yogi Tea, Y-O-G-I, and it's called Get Regular. So both of these are made with senna, and senna is a herb that is a laxative. And the purpose of the laxative tea, and let me back up. The purpose of the lemonade drink is not only to give you sustenance and nourishment throughout the day, but the lemon, the enzymes in the lemon creates a alkaline state in your body, which is what we're trying to get during this whole cleanse. A lot of us drink coffee, eat meat, have a lot of sugar, things like that, which really creates an acidic environment in our body. And this type of acidic environment over a period of time, particularly long periods of time, really is what promotes disease. So this cleanse is helping to create an alkaline state in our body. And as we go into the Daniel fast, the foods that we'll be eating also are more alkaline. You can do your research on acidic and alkaline foods as well, and I'll probably do a video of that at some point in the future. So the maple syrup, the purpose of that is to give you the nutrients and the minerals. That's why you want grade B. It has the highest level of nutrients and minerals in it. The cayenne pepper is a blood purifier. It also helps to speed up our metabolism, and it also helps to just clean out a lot of our organs. So when you're drinking this lemonade drink, you're really breaking down a lot of the matter in your colon. You're purifying all your organs, your liver, your kidney, and things like that. When you drink the laxative tea during the evening, the purpose of that is to make sure that what you have broken up in your colon during the day. So the purpose of the laxative tea is to make sure that whatever you have broken down in your colon throughout the day, that your muscles are able to contract so that you can eliminate whatever you've broken down. And because you're not eating any food with fiber or anything that's really has a large consistency to it, you want to make sure that you're drinking the laxative tea to make sure that you're cleaning out your system. One of the things that you may find when you're first starting the master cleanse and throughout it is that you may get some detoxification symptoms, headaches, fatigue, some irritability. You may even feel cold. The three that I mentioned before, feeling cold, they all will be eliminated every time you have an elimination. So that's why it's so important to drink that laxative tea, because you want to make sure that you're using the bathroom throughout the day, at least once a day, but actually more than that. And so that's going to help you do that. And you will find that the headaches and things like that will get alleviated. Do not get discouraged when you get these detoxification symptoms. Make sure you're preparing yourself mentally and read up on this stuff before you get started so that you know what to expect. A lot of people fall off the master cleanse because they discover, oh my gosh, I have a headache and this, that, and the other. It doesn't make me feel good. Well, you know that. You've been eating all this crazy food for years in some cases, and you are really taking your body through a change. And the master cleanse, I will say, is probably one of the more dramatic type of cleanses that you can do, or detoxification programs that you could do. If you want, what I would recommend too is that week between New Year's and Christmas, why don't you try just doing raw fruits and vegetables, or just do a vegetarian-based diet for that week. That way your body is getting prepared for going into a more severe type of detoxification program. That will help to eliminate some of those detoxification symptoms, or at least mitigate some of them. So where was I? So that's the purpose of the laxative tea. The third phase of the master cleanse is called the saltwater flush. And I'm going to tell you what it is. I've never been able to do it. And there's an alternative that you can do to the saltwater flush. Basically, you're drinking, I think it's a liter of water with 2 tablespoons of sea salt. Only use sea salt. The reason why you're using sea salt is because sea salt has the same weight or consistency as your blood. So your blood doesn't soak up all the salt for those folks with high blood pressure and things like that. There's a whole science behind it. And if you get one of the books and read up on it, it'll tell you all the science behind it. But basically, the saltwater flush you do every morning. You're doing the laxative tea at night. You do the saltwater flush in the morning. And that essentially acts like the rinse cycle of a washing machine. You've used your lemonade drink throughout the day to kind of get all the break down all the matter in your colon. You got the laxative tea to do a first elimination of whatever broke down, and then you got the saltwater flush in the morning to kind of say, let me rinse out the colon and let me prepare my body for the next day. If you aren't able to do the saltwater flush, then you can also do the laxative tea in the morning and in the evening. So read up on that and see how that works for you. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the Daniel fast. And the Daniel fast... Hello? Okay, people, I keep getting interrupted. So hopefully when I edit this all together, it's going to work out fine. But I wanted to move into the Daniel fast. And the Daniel fast pretty much is a vegan diet where you are not eating any type of meat, processed foods, dairy, and alcohol. What else? I think that's about it. There's a website also. You can Google the Daniel fast, and there's a website will give you all of the components of that. But the one book that I wanted to leave you with that is a great resource, not just for this period when we're doing the Daniel fast, but really for long-term lifestyle changes. I love this book. This is the only book that I've read that really gives a holistic look at how you can change your lifestyle, eat for weight loss, eat for better health, eat for longevity, eat for better energy, and talks about organic products, talks about superfoods, talks about all types of things, which I've just, all my research has just been confirmed, and she has it all in one book. And it's called The Eat Clean Diet, and I have this one called Recharge because I had bought the first one. And I love this book because, first of all, and you see I have my little pages tabbed and everything, but when I just show you how colorful, just how colorful and how, you know, informative, chock full of information it is. Again, the Eat Clean Diet Recharge. And I'm just going to read to you some of the table of contents, and I'm going to highlight a couple of things in here that I just find to be terrific. First of all, she's going to go through the Eat Clean Diet principles, and that's one of my biggest proponents, which we should be eating clean, feeding our bodies with the best food. What to expect if you go on this program, a whole chapter just on breakfast and why it's so important to eat breakfast, the basics of metabolism, hydration, why it's important to drink water, reclaiming your life, shopping clean, eating clean on the go, eating clean in social settings, which we know, especially during the holiday time, it can be hard. Getting started with exercise for those of us who maybe aren't on an exercise regimen. Cellulite, loose skin, and saggy bits. That's important. Longevity, making the most of superfoods. Then she gives you a whole chapter full of meal plans and grocery lists. And the ones that I've highlighted in here, she has a whole sample meal plan all on for vegans. So for the people who are doing the Daniel fast, you needed some help with, well, what do I need to do? What type of meal should I make? There's a whole 7-day plan, and she promotes eating 6 times a day. So she has 6 meals for a full week. So there's no reason why we have to rack our brains. And she also gives you, which I love, a grocery list for vegans. So, and then going on to the other one, she gives you recipes for all types of, foods, vegan, if you're going to do that. She has a frequently asked questions, and then she summarizes the Eat Clean Diet at a glance at the very back. I love this book. I love how informative it is. I love how real she is, and I love all the great information. And she really is talking about things that I believe wholeheartedly about: eating organic, eating clean, eliminating the processed foods, and creating a more alkaline state in our body. So if I had to leave you with anything, I would leave you with this book. Go pick it up. I'm not getting paid for this. She needs to pay me some royalties, but yeah. And so if you have any questions, make sure you hit me up on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Again, I've crossed my 2,500 subscriber mark, so thank you all for that. And I will see you in 2011. We're going to make it a great year. God bless you.